For October 2022, John Clauser, Alain Aspect, and Anton Zeilinger proved that the universe does not actually exist. For this discovery, they are awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics 2022. This theory challenges Einstein's general relativity. According to the theory of general relativity, not even information can travel more than the speed of light. So friends, let's go back in the beginning of 1930s. Let's talk about two great scientists whose thinking about quantum physics was completely different from each other. Their names were Albert Einstein and Niels Bohr. Einstein said that the universe is real and particles such as atoms, electrons, photons, all of them have a definite property. For example, if a tree is falling in the forest and no one is there, it will still make a sound. But from the other side, the great scientist Niels Bohr believed that as long as you are not observing a particle, that particle will remain in its superposition state. Means, it will exist in different position at the same time. But when you observe that particle, then it will appear in its actual state. After that, Einstein and some of his colleagues published an article called Dpr paradox, where Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen did some thought experiments. He believed that the theory of quantum mechanics is either incomplete or completely wrong. Then Einstein introduced the concept of quantum entanglement, which means that two similar particles are linked to each other. Quantum mechanics said if we take two electron particle and put them at two opposite ends of the universe, and you observe any one particle, which is spinning in the clockwise direction, you will instantly know that the other particle must be spinning anticlockwise. But how can it happen that if you change the spin of one particle, then the spin of the other particle will automatically change? It means this particle is communicating much faster than the speed of light. But according to Einstein's general relativity, nothing, not even information, can travel faster than speed of light. Einstein predicted that these two particles must have acquired their spin early when they were formed. They said that we were not smart enough to know all this. They named this unknown knowledge as hidden variable, and said this is something that was missing in quantum mechanics till now. But till now, none of these has proved it theoretically or experimentally. It was only until 1964 that Irish physicist John Bell began to offer some theoretical explanations, which we know as Bell's theorem or Bell's inequalities. But main motive of this theory was whether we go with Einstein or Niels Bohr. Now we only need experimental proof. This was the time when John Clauser, the Nobel Prize winner, made the theory that Bell developed actually experimentally testable. So let's see what was that experiment. Let's imagine if I take two such polarizers and rotate one of them at 90-degree angle, then almost 100% of the light gets blocked. Reason, due to the microstructure of the first lens being vertical. Only the light moving in the vertical plane passes through it. And when this vertically polarized light reaches the second lens, because that's where we rotated the vertical structure by 90 degrees and made it horizontal, now that vertical plane light also gets blocked, that is, in all 100% of light gets blocked. But what if we introduce another polarizer at a 45-degree rotational angle between these perpendicularly polarizers? Will we see any change? Well, yes, it is showing some change. It is rotating the vertical light, passing through the first polarizers, and passing it through the horizontal polarizers. Means if a light had a hidden variable already given by the universe, just like what Einstein proposed, so it never rotates the angle of his plane. But it is rotating, means it is independent of any such hidden variable, means everything that is happening randomly. Just like what quantum mechanics said. You know, this is exactly our three Nobel Prize winners come in this picture. Well, the theorem proposed by Bell was a mathematical theorem. To prove this, we were just looking at the actual experimental setup. It was actually designed by John F. Clauser, our first Nobel Prize winner, which tells us that everything in the universe is random. But this experimental setup was not complete. For which then there is an entry of our second Nobel Prize winner, Alain Aspect. They thought, why not take multiple polarizers and make the game a little more tough by replacing the normal with the excited photon. That would be much more accurate test against the universe. Again, results were same. But there were still some people who believed Einstein's theory to be more accurate. That's why our third Nobel Prize winner Anton Zeilinger entered the ring. He once again designed a similar but even more complex experiment and made quantum entangled particles. Again, the results were same. So that's how our three Nobel Prize winners proved Einstein wrong. That locality doesn't actually exist. But that doesn't have anything wrong with the speed of light. Correct evidence of quantum mechanics does not prove that information travels faster than light. Because even though we detect the spin of an electron and we immediately know that there must be another electron with the opposite spin entangled with it, it is not until we verify the other that we can say yes, it has a spin opposite. Technically information is not traveling faster than the speed of light. So if that's about it. If you guys like the video, share it with your friends and do like and subscribe.